Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's take a breath. And it'll take about 5 minutes to do a little quick review over some really cool thoughts that we covered so far in this chapter. And what I want you to do is just relax. You know, you've been out in the world today, and I'm glad you're here. But it's okay to just relax. Even though we are Americans, it's okay to just relax. I know we sometimes think we have to do something all the time. We just relax. The world is only the place of your interaction with everything that lives within you. Take a breath. I invite you to just close your eyes. Shut out the external stimuli for a minute. Seek to return to the heart connection. Wrap the arms of love around the world and comfort the world. Comfort the world in your mind. Comfort the world in your heart. The lesson that you're learning is as complex as you need it to be. The lesson is as complex as you need it to be. The first step is to forget that you may not really feel all that innocent. Forget that the world doesn't appear to be sacred sometimes. Remember, you really are holy, and that means you're really innocent. Remember, though it may not seem like it sometimes, the world is sacred. Sometimes you have to forget things so that you can remember the truth better. Sometimes you have to forget so that you can remember better. Your sacred, powerful being is beyond your personal identity. Your sacred, powerful being is beyond your personal identity. You are the beauty of the world, and peace resides within you. You are the beauty of the world, and peace resides within you. Only lack of self-expression leads to powerlessness. Only lack of self-expression leads to powerlessness. No true expression is possible until you know who you are. No true expression is possible until you know who you are. Miracles are acts of cooperation. Miracles are acts of cooperation. Your expression of love is as unique as yourself. Your expression of love is as unique as yourself. Your expression of love is as unique as yourself. Embrace love and reject fear. Embrace love and reject fear. Embrace love and reject fear. The laws of fear are the laws of struggle, limits, danger, and competitiveness. So when you're following the laws of fear, you're following the laws of struggle. You're following the laws of limits. You're following the laws of danger when you follow the laws of fear. Breathe. Relax. It's okay. The laws of love are the laws of peace. The laws of love are the laws of abundance. The laws of safety are the laws of love. The laws of cooperation are the laws of love.
When I get down to the heart of the matter, the only thing I need, I'll have everything when I open up the heart of me.
You'll have everything you need.
Thinking about the past and where I've been, looking at the future, wondering where I'm going. Too busy looking up and down to see where I am now. Living in the moment where the heart is found. When I get down to the heart of the matter, the only thing I need, I'll have everything when I open up the heart of me.
So you have everything you need when you open up the heart to you. You have to open up your heart, open up your heart, open up your heart.
Bottom of the sea in search of pearls, rocketing to space in search of other worlds, digging deep into the earth, find the ancient peace. Only place I haven't looked is in the heart of me. When I get down to the heart of the matter, the only thing I need, I'll have everything when I open up the heart of me. When I get down to the heart of the matter, the only thing I need, I'll have everything when I open up the heart of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's my good friend Donna Marie Carey. I love her lyrics. Her lyrics are just absolutely fabulous. So if you get a chance to pick up one of her CDs, No Solid Ground, it's
No solid ground, you say?
No Solid Ground.
Write that down. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
that's the name of it. So, we're in the course of love.
Yeah. Was it something I said, do you think?
Well, you know, we came here to join, so. You can't make love, and you can't create love. So, I would invite you to stop trying to love people. I would invite you to stop trying to love people. I would invite you to stop trying to love people and invite you to learn how to let go of all the blocks in you that keeps love from just coming through you.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I recognize that love couldn't possibly be what I learned from the world is because it seems to take effort. And if love is what you are, then why would it take effort?
That's a very good point.
If the sun is being the sun, why would it take effort? So, if you want to have an easy life, do you want to have an easier life?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then you have to, at some point, come to realize that you are 100% responsible for your own happiness.
Yeah.
If you're serious about being happy, you have to really get that you are 100% responsible for your own experience of happiness. And you have lots of help to get you to the point that you let it come through. That's the good news. You're not doing any of this by yourself. The only part of your life that you're doing by yourself is the part that isn't working. If you want to identify where you're in charge all by yourself, and when you're really letting God's spirit, love come through. So this is a course in how to let the love come through.
Okay.
And we're on page 185, and we are also on the paragraph that's on page 185, 20-31. And it says, this cooperation I'm going to read that paragraph. This cooperation is natural. Cooperation is natural when fear has been rejected. When fear has been rejected. Cooperation is natural. Cooperation is natural when fear has been rejected. Cooperation is natural. You have long embraced fear and rejected love. You have long embraced fear and rejected love. Now the reverse is true. Now the reverse is true. This reversal of truth has changed the nature of your universe. This reversal of truth has changed the nature of your universe and the laws by which your universe operates. This reversal of truth has changed the nature of your universe and the laws by which your universe operates. The laws of fear were laws of struggle, limits, danger, and competitiveness. I say the laws of fear were laws of struggle, limits, danger, and competitiveness. I say the laws of love are the laws of peace, abundance, safety, and cooperation. The laws of love are laws of peace, abundance, safety, and cooperation. Your actions and the results of your actions in a universe of love. Your action and the results of your actions in a universe of love. Your actions and the results of your actions in a universe of love will naturally be different from your actions and the results of your actions in a universe of fear. Your actions and the results of your actions in a universe of love will naturally be different from your action and the results of your actions in a universe of fear. You set the laws of the universe. When you choose fear, you set the laws of the universe. When you choose fear, you set the laws of the universe. When you choose fear, the laws of the universe of love are God-given. Okay, that was a paragraph. Okay. So based on what we just heard, are we perceiving a universe of fear or a universe of love? Fear. Most of the time.
Fear.
What would be some of the characteristics of looking and following the rules of fear from that paragraph?
Struggle.
Okay, so would that mean that wherever you're struggling right now, that's an area of your life that you're following the laws of fear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else would be a characteristic of following the laws of fear?
Thinking that we need protection.
Okay, so we would believe we were in danger. So if you're following the laws of fear, you believe you're in danger. You know, one of the things about belief and perception that's really a trip is that your perception and your physical senses are lovely liars. Your physical perception can be like the most lovely liar that you've ever allowed yourself to experience. Because you're going to always see what you perceive and project. So if you are believing in fear and so therefore you are going through struggle and you believe you're in danger, it will seem like it's really real. and that you really are in danger, and there's really a lot of things that you have to be afraid of and look out for. And what's happened is that when people decide they want to move to the more loving self, it's a challenge at first because they have to remember not to compare their present perceived reality with the new one that they want to create. That you can't use the reality that you're in and perceiving right now to justify where you're trying to go next. Like if you've always been in fear and now you're ready to go for love, you cannot use your present experience to judge whether or not love exists. Because you're right now experiencing the results of the beliefs that you already have. Everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
Whatever you are perceiving in your life right now, it's the result of the beliefs that you already accepted as true. Now you're ready to move into a more loving experience, so I have to remember not to be fooled by what I've already manifested based on the way I've believed all the time. That's based on the laws of fear. And he just told us in this paragraph that how you can tell when you're beginning to experience the new laws is you would go, where in my life am I experiencing more peace? Well, that's the area of my life that I'm experiencing more love in. Where's the area of my life that I feel more abundant? Well, that's the area of my life that I'm following the laws of love in. Where do I really feel safe? Who do I really feel safe with? That's where I'm experiencing the laws of love. And cooperation. So if I love you, we're gonna cooperate. If it's love, it's gonna be cooperation. I love you, I cooperate with you. I love you means I cooperate with you. I love you means I'm not battling you, fighting you, opposing you, attacking you. I'm cooperating with you. I love you. I want peace for you. I want abundance for you. I want safety for you. And I'm going to, as best I can, try to witness for your safety by not attacking you myself. Unless, of course, I am operating from the laws of fear. And sometimes I probably will be.
Yeah.
Okay? So, do you see clearly how the course of love lets you know whether or not you are coming from a fearful perception or a loving perception? And based on these two definitions, I bet you can tell right now which one of the laws that you're following at this very moment, in which areas of your life. And he says your actions and the results of your actions in a universe of love is going to be different from your actions and results of your actions when you are afraid. One of the most frustrating things about trying to go from being a fearful person to a loving person is that sometimes the fearful person will still come up and do something crazy. And then you'll hope and pray that the other person realizes that what you were just doing was coming out of your fear, and it's not a reflection of who you really are. But people who live in fear and believe in fear, they have a tendency to believe that when you're being loving, that's the you that's not real, that's the you that's the phony. And then when you act crazy and you get angry, then that's the real you, and the real you has finally come out.
Yeah.
You got to reverse that. When you're angry and upset and you're doing something that's not loving or acting in an unloving way, that's not the real you. That's the one that's not the real you. Don't make the mistake of going, when the person is attacking or going off, saying that's the real person. You know, I always think about something that my mother said to me about a month before she made her transition. And I was asking her about her perception of my father, who by the time I was born, he was having a problem with alcoholism. And that was creating a situation where he would sometimes physically abuse her. And it caused a lot of trauma when I was growing up. He was one of the wealthiest black men in Memphis in the 40s, and he lost it. And the doctor suggested that he drink a little alcohol to calm his nerves, but he was one of these people who shouldn't have. So it took him into a very, very fearful place where out of his fear he would attack. Now I'm seeing it this way now because I've learned another way of looking at it. Because I remember hating him, and I remember wishing he was dead, and I remember wanting to take him out. I know none of y'all can relate to what I'm talking about. And so through my study of the truth, I learned that when people feel afraid and they feel guilty and they've lost their correct perception, fearful, guilty people attack. Fearful, guilty people attack. Fearful, guilty people attack. That's why it's not to your advantage to try to make someone afraid of you or to try to make someone feel guilty, even though in our fearful society of this world, it's through guilt and anger that we manipulate those in our experience to get them to do what we want them to do. Because guilt and anger was used as manipulative devices to get us, and fear, to get us to do things. Everybody with me on this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I learned that everything that he was doing was a call for love and a call for help and a call for healing. And when I was talking to my mother, and I brought up that issue, the first thing she said was, "Oh," she says, that wasn't Joe. That was my father's name. She said, "That wasn't Joe. That wasn't him." I never thought that was him. That was the result of the alcohol. That's the result of his fear. That wasn't him.
Hmm.
And to me, that was like a living example of the course of love and the course of miracles. Now, she didn't stay there to receive the physical abuse. We moved away. Okay? But that still didn't stop what he was doing from being a call for help, a call for healing, a call for love. He was afraid. He felt guilty. And the funny thing about feeling guilty, and you're in a relationship, you have a tendency to take it out the most on the person who's most special to you. Because that's the one you feel like you're feeling the most, so that's the one you feel the most guilty about. So they are blessed to be the main one who gets the brunt of your attack because you want it to be special. Isn't that wonderful? So you get a chance to get all of the juice that the person that's special with you wants to give because they feel guilty. And so when she said that to me, it really helped me continue to see it differently and to learn what love is. Love never sees the phony self, the false self, as being the real self. You know, so when you're following the laws of love, you shouldn't be seeing yourself as broke or lacking, because when you're following the laws of love, you see yourself as abundant even if you don't have any money. A surefire sign of a person who doesn't know what love is and doesn't know what abundance is they think it's money in and of itself, or they think it's things in and of itself. But actually, a person that knows love just knows there is no lack, and they are loved by a loving creator, so there's no way they're never going to have what they need. You'll always be abundant. Abundance is your natural state. Abundance is the way it's supposed to be. Abundance is ordinary. I went to England a few weeks ago, and I had one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. And internally, when someone asks me how it is, what I tell myself on the inside, whether I say it on the outside or not, was that it was an ordinary experience. Because that's the way your life should be. It should be loving. It should be abundant. It should be cooperative. It should be peaceful. That should be our ordinary. We're in such a fearful world and a fearful perception that we actually think a good time is special. Have you ever thought about that? We're in such a state of unreality that we think somebody treating us well is a blessing in the sense that it's special. I found someone who treats me well. I found someone who cares about me. It's like there's such a lack that I actually think that someone loving me and me loving them and me loving myself is special. That should be ordinary. So when things don't go right, I call that a special day. That's what I call it. Like that's what I said. Boy, I had a special day today. What does that mean? That means that I didn't have the ordinary joy and happiness that God wills that I have as God's creation. So that was a special day. And another thing, things that you think are ordinary are things that you would let happen over and over again very easily. Like you think it's ordinary to go to a drugstore, so you don't do a whole lot of affirming before you head into Walgreens. You just think that's a natural thing to do. But you get ready to make a trip around the world, and then you get really scared because that's special. But you got to see that as ordinary too, as ordinary as going into Walgreens, so you let it go smoothly. Because all that specialness makes you afraid of something going wrong. And then you project it, and then sometimes it happens. So I would invite you to start seeing the good times as ordinary, the loving times as ordinary, when you experience an abundance as ordinary. And when you're not, start calling that special. Now that doesn't mean you're going to say that to people who wouldn't understand. That's not to say that someone gives you some tremendous gift and you go, oh, that's ordinary. That would just be a trick of your ego that would do something like that. You would just keep that attitude. Okay, any questions, any comments? Yes.
You just explained my trip anxiety.
Your trip anxiety?
I've never had it explained so well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was going on for me before I went to London. I'd never gone out of the country. First time I used my passport, really. Going to speak to a group of people who have a different culture. Everything was different. I had a lot of anxiety until I focused on the idea of God, the Holy Spirit, that love is in me. It's going to work wherever I am. It has no geographical location. As a matter of fact, more magical things happen when I'm in unfamiliar environments than magical things happen than when I'm in, my average day in Denver was not like my average day in London, believe me. What's the difference? I think I know Denver. I think I know my way around Denver. I think I know what I'm going to experience in Denver. I think I know the people that I know in Denver. And I think I already know what they're going to do before I even get with them in Denver. London, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know my way around. I didn't know the people. I didn't know the reception I didn't know anything. So I stayed in the God consciousness state of mind. Holy Spirit, give me another way of looking at it. Holy Spirit, which way did I go? Holy Spirit, Lord help me, I'm on this subway train. I don't know where I'm going. Help me, God. Help me. I'm in Denver now. Back off. I know where everything is in Denver. So I let London be magical. I let Denver be special sometimes. More. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so if you like to have a constantly new, constantly exciting experience of the people that you know, if you like them to not be boring to you, then release the idea that you know them. Because the more you think you know them, the more you limit them to a concept that you have of them, and that doesn't allow them to express their spontaneous self that would make you really excited to be with. If you pretty much know what all your friends are going to do before they do it all the time, and there are no surprises, there's a lot of judging going on. Because I guarantee you, there are other people experiencing your friends in exciting ways that they would never express themselves to you. It would freak me out how different I could be with different people. Have you ever noticed that? You can get with some people and you will reveal sides of your personality that you wouldn't show somebody else in a million years. And I used to ask myself, was I as unaware of my friends and relatives as they were unaware of me? In terms of who they thought I was versus who I know I am and what I do. And I went, wow, if they have as many sides that I don't see as I have that I know they don't see, then who do I know at all? You have some relationships and some relationships that you're in that you behave in ways that you would never imagine in your wildest dreams, and then you have another relationship and you don't do any of those things at all. Why? Because every person is tapping into a corresponding vibration in you that they have also. It's like radio frequencies. You're on station B, then you're gonna pull out station B and me. You're on station A with her, you'll pull out station A with her, station D. So it look like you're different with everybody because you're resonating with each other and vibrating and joining at different levels. So what's the easiest way to guarantee that you have a loving experience full of abundance and peace and cooperation with everybody around you?
Get all your vibrations going.
You always do. You always do. Give what you want to receive.
Yeah.
Be what you want to have. So I wanted them to love me and to respond in a loving way, so I made it my business from the moment I walked in that auditorium to speak that I was going to personally shoot out as much love as I could to as many people that I possibly could before I ever stood up on stage and talked to anybody. I wasn't going to wait for them to give me the love. I came in the room and I started giving them the love. And guess what?
They gave you it back.
They gave it back. It always works.
Always.
It always works. Anybody else before I go to the next paragraph? Yeah, what's your question, bro?
So, specialness.
Yes.
So, like,
It's gonna be that long.
huh?
The question gonna be that long. You scared me. You put your book down.
I have a situation right now where I am like plugged into someone because I see her as special, and like she's kind of like a drug to me. Like, you know, like I need to get my fix for her
Right.
because she's special. But the other part of me knows, you know, the other part of me gets in pain.
Yeah.
The other part of me gets in pain, and I get into pain to the point where I'm like, oh God, I want something different. Help me choose something different, something new. And so then you said that, you know, we're 100% responsible
Right.
for our happiness. So why am I like divided like this? Why is my mind divided like
Well,
this?
your mind is divided because you have two ways of thinking. Part of you loves you and believes you deserve love, and a part of you believes that you're worthless and you don't deserve love and you're not good enough for love and you never can be loved. And you go back and forth between the two. So when you're identifying with the part of you that doesn't believe that you deserve love, then you try to receive love from somebody who doesn't want to give it to you so that you can be right about the fact that you don't deserve to be loved. So when you feel like you don't deserve to be loved, you always want love from somebody that doesn't want to give it to you, because that proves that you are unlovable. So the part of you that believes that you're unlovable is seeking love from this person who looks like they don't want to give it to you. But you pick them because they won't give it to you, because that allows you to be right about love isn't out there for you to have. You know what I'm saying? When you start to love yourself, the way you can tell when you start to love yourself more is that you will feel so full and complete within yourself that, number one, it wouldn't make any difference to you whether somebody seemed like they love you or not, and number two, you would only want somebody that wanted you. So as soon as you want somebody that don't want you, always know that's following the laws of fear. Love would never have you seek what you can't have. Love would never have you want what wasn't available to you. Only fear does that. So you did the right thing. You said, how can I see this differently? I want to see this differently. I want to do this differently. That's the most important thing you could do, because you were taking responsibility for what it was you were experiencing. But you also are in the habit of seeing yourself as a victim also. So you have to be patient with yourself as you make that transition into taking full responsibility for your happiness. So you're doing the right thing. The problem is our impatience. And our impatience comes from not being certain of the outcome, not believing that you really are going to be all right, because you really are all right.
And like what you were saying about like our senses deceive us, because like I look at this person and I'm like, she's the one that's gonna make me all right, and I like believe it in my heart that she's the one, and then it doesn't happen, and I'm like, like you said, you know.
We personally have never done this, Chris. So we are just listening to you with just absolute amazement. Because there's not a person in this room that's ever done what you're doing. That's why we're looking at you like, huh? Like, what is he talking about? I don't understand him. And you said it so beautifully. You said it was like an addiction. You know, specialness is like a drug. The way we do relationships, it really is like a drug. And you need that fix, you know. And again, the course teaches that the fearful part of a person has one rule: seek and do not find. The loving part of you has one rule: seek and you shall find. Okay, I'll say it again. The part of you that loves you, then you're going to find what you're looking for, because everything you're looking for, you know it's inside yourself. And I've heard that a million times. How about you? Yeah. We're about, you gotta look at. Everybody's heard that about a zillion times, right? But you really believe it's in that flat screen TV. You know that's where it is, especially with a really good remote control. You know that that's where your joy is. A Broncos game is where it is at, especially in Colorado. You know, that's right. So you really could save yourself years and years and years of disappointment and sadness and crying and all of that stuff broken into by periods in which it looks like you're really doing good. By simply telling yourself, my happiness and love will never be found in anybody or anything outside of me. Because that's what you're going to end up saying, whether it's 20 years from now, tonight, or 6 weeks from now. You're going to get, oh, really? I just had to love myself, and in the minute I appreciated myself, and then I'm going to give you a good tip about the love yourself stuff too. Substitute the word appreciate for the word love, and it won't seem so hard. Love means appreciation, is one of the definitions of love. So loving yourself means appreciating yourself. And as you appreciate yourself, you will attract to you people who will appreciate you and who can't wait to give you love. It will be overflowing in them. They can't wait to give you love.
It's so cool. Wow. That's encouraging.
Do you know that if you really don't believe you're valuable and you enter a relationship with someone, that you make yourself feel guilty because you feel like you are receiving something of value from them, but you're giving them you? So a person who doesn't love themselves actually increase their guilt when they enter into a relationship with somebody who treats them real well, because they don't feel like they're bringing anything to the party. So it's funny how many unhappy people are looking for someone to love them, but they don't know that if it's unequal, then you never allow yourself to really feel good in the relationship. You can only have peace among equals. If you think the other person is higher or lower than you, forget it. It ain't gonna work. That's why some people allow themselves to be abused, because they don't believe that they deserve to be treated well, and so it's okay that somebody doesn't. I don't love me, so you can verbally abuse me all day long. I'm going to take it because, you know, you're right. You really are right about me. I don't think anybody could love me, so I'm lucky that you love me. So the least I could do is cooperate with you and agree with you when you say I'm a miserable, pathetic something. You're right. God, I'm so lucky to be with you. Thank you for being with me even though I'm pathetic. I appreciate that. What, you want me to fix you dinner? Please don't go. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Don't go. Oh my God.
Wow.
It took me long enough to get you. Please don't go. Nobody else could love me. So I'm gonna put up with a lot of stuff because I'm afraid that nobody else could care about me. And since I didn't love myself to begin with, I was attracted to you because you're not gonna be able to give me what I want, which I don't deserve anyway. Laws of fear.
And I was pregnant.
and the laws of fear. Well, that's another, that was another way to make yourself feel guilty. That's why you were pregnant. Even though the baby is a blessing, it proceeded correctly, but it possibly added to the guilt. It's deep, man.
Yeah, it is.
This stuff is deep. It really is.
Very deep.
Any questions or
Thank you.
comments before I go to the next paragraph?
No way.
So miracles are ordinary too, right?
Right. A miracle is really a correct perception, and a correct perception should be ordinary, but it calls it a miracle because if we have a correct perception, it's a miracle. That's why it's called miracle. If I see things right, it's a miracle. Yeah, but miracles are ordinary. It should be ordinary for your life to work. It should be ordinary for you to be loved. It should be ordinary for you to have peace. It should be ordinary for you to feel fulfilled. It should be ordinary. It ain't special. I want to get that hammered into my consciousness.
Yeah.
That it's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Over and over and over.
So yes, you had your hand up.
When I've acted a certain way around certain people my whole life and certain family, and that's what they expect of me. We were talking about behaving certain ways with certain people. I don't really have the desire to change it. Would it be necessary to even let it just be the way it is because that's how it's been, and that's how it feels natural to everybody? Or do you think that, well, I guess, what do you think? Just allow yourself to just continue with what works?
What I do is every situation that I go in, I have the same purpose in every situation that I go in. That way I don't have to figure out how to act in any situation.
That's it.
The only reason I have to try to figure out how to act with my relatives in another way with somebody else, another way with somebody else, is that I have different purposes with different people. But if I go into the experience and my desire is to have peace and give and receive peace and give and receive love, I let that desire dictate my behavior from moment to moment. That's why there's no cut and dry rules about how to behave. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Your purpose will determine your behavior in every moment. So if I really want peace with you, then my desire for peace is going to make me listen to you. It's going to dictate how I treat you. Everybody with me on that? Yeah. You know, if you're hanging out with your folks and you're having a lot of conflict with them, it's probably because you're talking too much. The one thing that you'll start to do as you begin to wake up on the spiritual path is to really get in touch with the power of silence. And you'll find out that 90% of the conflict you've had in your life has been because you didn't know how to be quiet. And it'll shock you. It'll shock you how peaceful everybody will start to be around you when you shut up. I thought they were the one that needed to shut up. It was actually I was the one that needed to shut up. Especially when I knew that they had a point of view 180 degrees opposite to mine, and they wanted to keep that point of view. Then I focus on I want peace, and you let them share their points of view, and then you say, what an interesting point of view. And that's all you have to do. You know what? I'm going to think about that. That's an interesting point of view. That's not insincere, that's the truth. It's like, wow, so there's a devil with a pitchfork. All right. That's an interesting point of view. God loves me is going to do what? Condemn me to eternal damnation and fire forever, but loves me? That's a very interesting point of view. Absolutely. Okay, thanks. I think about that. You said we have many, many lives. We live one life after another. We have these invisible centers called chakras, and we have psychic abilities, and that's an interesting point of view. I'll think about that. See, all of us are to be leaders. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Here's the catch. Leader of yourself. Not leader of others. We are all leaders. I just had a liter of Coke, but anyway, that's a whole I couldn't resist it. I was channeling it. It just came through. I didn't know. no, it's right there next to MTV. I swear, it just came through. I was channeling. Yeah, I was channeling.
Woo!
So let's go to the next paragraph with the supporting teal. Wow. You all are just a ridiculous blessing. Just a ridiculous blessing in my life.
Thank you, same to you.
Yeah, just absolutely. I'm so glad I have the ordinary experience of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's get this next paragraph. Let's see what it says. It says, acceptance of your true power is acceptance of your God-given authority via your free will. I'll say it again. Accepting your true power is the acceptance of your free will. See, I can use my free will to believe I'm powerless right now. I can use my free will to believe that I'm very powerful, but I have some powerless thoughts that need to be released. I'm totally powerful. I'm ridiculously powerful. I just have some weakness thoughts that I need to learn how to let go of. You see, that's where you look at it. You don't have to affirm to be loving. You don't have to affirm to be powerful. You already are. So it's not about convincing yourself that it's true. It's about letting go of the thoughts that tell you that's not true.
Yeah.
How do I do that? I stop thinking them.
Yeah.
How do I do that? I think something else. How do I do that? I get new thoughts.
Talk to Holy Spirit.
I don't even have to make them up. Isn't that great? The new thoughts are already here. Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't have to make up the new thoughts. The new thoughts are here.
Words are right here.
Okay. When I beseech my Father, saying, they know not what they do, I was expressing the nature of my brothers and sisters as caused by fear. To accept your power and your God-given authority is to know what you do. Let the fear be taken from this area of your thoughts so that you can see the application of cooperative action. Would you like to see the application of
Yes.
cooperative action?
Yes.
As long as you fear your own ability to know what you do, you cannot be fully cooperative as long as you fear your own ability to know what you do. In other words, how am I going to cooperate with you if I don't know what I'm doing? How can I cooperate with you if I don't know me? If I don't know what I'm doing? I have to know me to know whether I want to cooperate with you. To really fully cooperate with you, I have to know me enough to do it. So why is it that people don't cooperate? They don't know who they are. So you can always tell when there's two people who don't know who they are, they're butting heads. They're fighting. They're not cooperating. That's two ignorant people. Cute, innocent, not guilty, going to one day know their spiritual power, but right now, ignorant. Ignorant of what? Who they are. Because if they knew who they were, they would cooperate with each other. They would know they both had the same purpose, and they both be seeing what they could do to reach that purpose as fast as they can together, working together, doing it together. So you're not sinful, you're not guilty. You're either ignorant or aware. I don't like the word ignorant.
I don't either.
That's why it's such a good word to use.
Oh.
Because if you don't like it, what will you do?
Boy, you changed
You'll change it. Well, I was just learning this lesson because I knew it was going to really help me be a better person, and I know it's going to make me a better person. That was really an ignorant thing to do. See the difference? That was an ignorant relationship. I was really ignorant in that relationship. You don't want to be ignorant. So as soon as you call it ignorant, your mind automatically wants to correct it.
Yeah.
If you say being in a relationship with someone who doesn't appreciate me and doesn't recognize me is a mistake, your mind will correct that faster and stop you from doing it. Because you've been trained your whole life not to make mistakes. Somehow or another you think mistakes are not okay. Actually, mistakes are awesome. But we've been taught mistakes are not okay. So when you say, me not loving myself is a mistake, me not allowing myself to have abundance is a mistake, me not allowing myself to have a fulfilling career is a mistake, me not allowing myself to have really cool social life, friends, things I enjoy is a mistake. The more you call it a mistake instead of a sin or something to feel guilty about, or you feel bad about it, you'll stop doing it quicker because your mind has already been trained to cut down on your mistakes. It will do that automatically even without you trying to force yourself to do it. Your mind doesn't like mistakes. Me not treating myself right. A mistake. Me not being able to pay my bills. A mistake. Me not knowing my connection with God. A mistake. Me following the laws of fear and guilt. A mistake. Call it a mistake, and your mind will automatically fix it. Notice I said automatically fix it, because it's already been programmed. Oh, mistakes. Ooh, we don't want that. But if you say, me not having relationships that treat me right, I feel really guilty about the fact that I'm not loving enough. I feel guilty about not having enough money. Well, you're going to keep not having enough money, and you're going to keep on giving yourself a lousy relationship, because we've been programmed to think feeling guilty makes us good people. That good people feel guilty about stuff, right? So your mind is saying, oh, this makes me a good person? Well, I'll just come up with more stuff to feel guilty about. Then I can feel like a really good person. So I'll just feel guilty all day. I'll just request punishment for myself all day. That's what guilt is, a request for punishment. I think I'll just request punishment for myself all day, because I'm a good person. So if a person feels guilty, they're going to do it again. Make a person feel guilty, they're going to do it again. Make a person feel guilty, they're going to be tempted to do it again, because you know how many things you feel guilty about that you do over and over again. So you know feeling guilty doesn't stop anything, it increases it. But if you say, that was a mistake, but suppose you came home, the person came home like 2 o'clock in the morning, and that wasn't okay for you the way you do your personal brand of imprisonment and love. Now, and they come home at 2 o'clock, and then they come in and you just say, very calmly, that was a mistake. I bet that has a much bigger effect on them than you going off.
It does.
I tell you, the mind doesn't like a mistake. Wait a minute, hold up there. I was all ready to get you to scream at me and punish me, and then I would have, paid for my transgression, and we'd be all right again, because we know that punishment is what corrects error. So I came home late, you went off. Now I can come home late tomorrow night, because we square now, right? But if you go, you're totally innocent. You're totally innocent for coming in late, but it's a mistake. It's my perception is a mistake in terms of having a relationship with me that lasts. But you're totally innocent. You're not guilty. But in terms of having a relationship with me, it's a mistake for you to come home at 3 o'clock every night. It's a mistake. See the difference? The man goes, he goes, well, that's a mistake. He goes, oh, that's a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. But if they come home and you go, you low-down son of a bitch, I told you about 900 times, and you come back here, then he feels all bad. Oh, okay, baby, all right, baby. The slate's clean. So then he can go back out and do it again. Or better yet, you can go out and then you can be made to feel guilty when you go out, because he'll remember how you went off on him when he went out. And so we just trade guilt back and forth. And that's how we try to make ourselves innocent. I'll make you the guiltiest one, and that'll make me the innocent one. I'll make you the bad one, that makes me the good one. I'll make you the one that's always creating the problem, and I'm the one that's suffering and sacrificing and have the face of innocence. Look at what you're doing to me. I'm such a nice person. Why are you doing me like this? And the truth is, I want you to do me like this, because I don't feel like I deserve to be treated right. So I'll be a really nice person and it looks like I'm being abused. Or I'll appreciate myself, and then I'll draw somebody to me that says, God, I appreciate you. Wow, you're awesome. Woo. And most likely they won't be somebody you picked. That will be the condition of them being the right person. I'll say that one more time.
Yeah.
So you hear this before we go. Probably the condition for the perfect relationship will be that it will not be someone you consciously chose to be that person. Because you are already dealing with relationships that you're trying to change that were the ones you chose. So it's highly likely that the person that you allow yourself to experience the greatest joy with is going to be an unexpected person. It's going to be the person that you least expected to show up, and they showed up when you least expected them to show up, and they're guaranteed to show up when you don't care if they show up. They'll be there like that. You've all gone through it before. You've gone through situations where relationships change, and just when you got to the point you was okay, you had kind of let it all go, you was not cruising along, feeling peace again, whether you had somebody or not. Bam! That's when the next person showed up. But when you were pining away, oh, I just wish I could have somebody to take me home. No. And then, then the next thing you know, they got a barricade in front of your apartment. Don't even go near this apartment. The police out there and everything, stopping people from coming near you. You know how it is. You have a job, they offer you a job. You have money, people give you more money. You know how it works. You've all had this experience where you don't need the love is there. That's the truth. That's the way it works. The laws of love versus the laws of fear. So, would you acknowledge yourself for just letting yourself you can hear this much with me tonight? The voice of love. Woo! All right. Now we're gonna do the love. They ain't nothing like mine. So it's the same thing, but it's gonna be more intense.
Yeah.
How many of you all are fed up with that idea of wanting something, anything, not just a person, but wanting something that looks like it don't want you?
Yeah.
That's it.
Ain't you tired of that? I'm so over that.
tired.
And then I watch my ego and it just do it too. Before I know it, I find myself wanting what I think I can't have, and that's a form of punishment on myself, and I don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't. So I'm going to cover the last paragraph and before we go out as a review. So just take a breath and let yourself hear this. Last paragraph. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Acceptance of your true power is acceptance of your God-given authority via your free will. I accept my true power. I accept my true power. Would you say it? I accept my true power. Claim it. I accept my true power. Say what? I accept my true power. What?
My true power.
Yeah, what?
I accept my true power.
Say what? I accept my true power. I accept my true power in this very, very hour. I accept my true power in this very, very hour. I accept my true power in this very, very hour. I accept my true power. Do you know that your body is the seat of your memories? Do you know that all your memories are stored in your body? And when you move your body, it impresses your consciousness more. That's why I just like to move my body and get out of just making it a head thing. I got to feel it down to my toes. I'm gonna send my true power up my ankles, up my calf, up my thigh, in my groin. I feel my power in my stomach. I feel my power in my chest. I feel it in my arms, in my shoulders, in my neck, and in my head. Let's say, I accept my true power. 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 And when somebody's acting crazy and making you think that something might be wrong with you, and they're going off and they're attacking, tell yourself, they know not what they do. They know not what they do. They know not what they do. You know why? Because it kind of goes like this. All that they give, they are giving to themselves. All that they give, they are giving to themselves. They are going to receive what they are given. They are going to receive what they are giving. They are going to receive what they are giving. So when they're going off, you can tell yourself, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And when you do that, you're accepting your true power. You are accepting your true power. You are going to be fully cooperative when you know who you truly are. You are going to be fully cooperative when you know who you truly are. You will know what to cooperate with when you know what you truly are. So if you walk out of here today and you say, I'm willing to learn, how can I allow the laws of love to operate in my life? How can I allow the laws of love to operate? Put everything in a question. Don't even try to answer it. Just put it in a question. The universe loves to answer questions. Spirit loves to answer questions. So what you want to do is ask, how can I allow the laws of love to operate in my life? How can I allow the laws of love to operate in my life? How can I allow the laws of love to operate in my life? How can I allow the laws of love to operate in my life right now?
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Come, give it up to you. Give yourself what you'd like somebody else to give you. Give you the acknowledgement you love to receive. Woo! Appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me wake up to who I really am so much. Hugs are available, and may the course be with you.
Whoops, I need to get in your purse. Oh, yeah. Crank it up.